What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm warming up Saber, the track car, to take her into the shop because today is the official start of the boost build. Welcome to Supercharging my Coyote Mustang for under $1,000. Here we go. Alrighty, guys, we're pulling up to the shop guy's location right here. I'm seeing some promising indications. There's a whole lot of Mustang out here, a whole lot of Ford, a whole lot of Coyote. Yep, very nice, very nice. Mustang, 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 Mustang. How many Mustangs y'all gonna have? Sweet. Oh wow, there's a Z28 on who's use. Alright, let's go get this done. Hell yeah, that's what looks like probably a boosted Mustang on those NT05s. That's sweet. Hell yeah. Let's do it. Alrighty, guys, welcome back. It is a few days later and we got the track staying back. I'm picking it up from my shop right now. We're gonna give her alright. Track staying is back up and running. She sounds great. Track staying is back up and running, and this was step one to getting her ready for safe, reliable 700 horsepower or more supercharged boost. As you can hear, she's died down, she's warming up. Everything looks good, so I'm gonna get back on the road and see how she drives, see how she feels. Now, I'm not expecting to notice anything different because forged internals don't really change the drivability of the car a whole lot. I wouldn't expect more power or anything like that, but I'm just gonna run you guys through the list of changes that were made just so that we're up to speed and just to make this video cohesive. So, the main goal was oil pump gears and crank sprocket, because for Coyote motors, especially when you boost them, the main failure point of these cars, of these motors actually, is the oil pump gears. The oil pump gears can shatter and fail if you are hit high RPM, high pressure, and typically if you hit the limiter. So I don't do any of the, I stay away from the rev limiter. I'm not gonna be some teenager, but on the odd chance that a misshift or something while racing, or if the MT82 finally explodes from being boosted power, then it'll be nice having that extra security, because I'm not trying to replace the motor anytime soon until we get some sort of built 5.2 block or something in it. Besides oil pump gears, I also had the crank sprocket, crank saver bolt, new O-ring, stuff like that. The car is driving great, by the way. The car is driving great, which is fantastic. Anyways, some of the ESS parts, just some small stuff because the coolant system was drained. I decided to throw on in the meantime without filming it or anything, because technically it's not the blower install, it's not the supercharger system install, it's not really the supercharger kit at all. It's just small stuff. I did throw in the Mishimoto 160-degree thermostat. We also threw on the ESS 90-degree angle thermostat housing, as well as the lower coolant reservoir hose, all of which is in preparation for the boost kit. Alrighty, guys, so we're back here at the garage with the track staying, finally back from the quick detour at a shop that she had for us to slap on some of the parts for the boost setup. Now, I did already show you guys. I'll show you again real quick. We got some oil and stuff here, but we basically swapped the lower radiator coolant hose. This is some of the Ceratec, which I added to the oil as well as the oil. Here is the stock thermostat, as well as the crank saver bolt, crank sprocket, oil pump gears. Of course, that's the main purpose of what we did, as the oil pump gears, as well as the thermostat housing. And we added some water weather into the coolant, and might I just say, I think the water weather and the thermostat combination, the cooling parts that we did, which honestly isn't really a whole lot of cooling parts, I think those are my favorite noticeable improvements on the car already. I just drove it about 30 minutes-ish back to the garage from the shop, and can I say, the car never passed 170 in terms of coolant temperature unless it was sitting at an intersection, which is absolutely wild. This car's always ran, operating temperature for this car has always been 180 to 200, 205, something like that. Cylinder head temps have even touched 215, 220. Now obviously this wasn't a track day, but driving, and I did a few polls, you know, just to get a feel for the car, and it literally, coolant temperatures were at like 150 to 160, which is absolutely wild. So I'm really looking forward to the next improvements, because the next videos in this series of supercharging my Mustang for under $1,000 will be all the fun parts, the ESS centrifugal supercharger, the intercooler, the fuel system, and all the fun things, even the tuning. And then I'm going to show you guys how much power we're making. We're going to go do some test hits, some data logging, tuning. I'm going to take you guys along for that whole process and everything. So stay tuned, subscribe to stay up to date on future uploads, especially this series, and I will see you guys later. Peace. I can help you out. I can